Welcome back to BalaCore Fitness Show here on your hometown station, AM 1220 KHTS. I'm Ellen Como. I'm here with Sally Van Swearingen, and we're talking about menopause, food and menopause. We talked about what kind of foods will help our sleep in the first half. We also talked about foods that cause us to be inflamed. I gave that list. Now I'm going to give you the good list, the good stuff. There's about 50 foods here I'm going to be talking about. I'm not going to go into each one because this is an hour show, but I'm just going to kind of read them off quickly. Almonds is the first one. Apple cider vinegar is great. Make sure if you take any apple cider vinegar, you put some water in it, because I was doing it just by itself and wondering why. Yeah, I know. I wonder why my stomach hurt. Apricots are great. Asparagus, one of my top favorites. Avocado is amazing. I have it every day. Basil and bell peppers.
Yummy.
Yes, black beans, blueberries, bok choy. Now, broccoli, they're saying it's anti-inflammatory. It can cause some discomfort, so that's something you need to do. See how it makes you feel. Brussels sprouts, buckwheat, cabbage, and cantaloupe. Carrots, cauliflower, celery, chicken, cinnamon. Okay, cinnamon is one of the things
you put in the coffee.
Yes, I'm going to talk about my coffee recipe. I love it. I'm going to talk about my coffee recipe. Okay, cucumber, curry powder, dark chocolate, eggs.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah.
Dark chocolate.
Extra virgin olive oil, fennel, flaxseed, garlic, ginger, grapefruit, green tea, hot sauce. Yum, one of my favorites, kale. Kelp, kiwi, lemons and limes, and lentils. Now, lentils, again, they're saying anti-inflammatory. It can go either way. That's one of those foods that some people, it can cause inflammation, like myself. Some people no. So that's one you have to be careful with. Oats, onions, orange, and one really good one, so good for anti-inflammatory, is papaya. It is a healing food. Pineapple, but be careful of it. It's very high and acidic. Pumpkin, quinoa, red wine. See, isn't that funny? They're saying it's anti-inflammatory, but they say don't overdo it because it can cause inflammation at the same time, right?
So what's not overdoing
so
it?
They're
4 ounces a night, more than that?
They're saying alcohol, it inflames your body, but red wine is an inflammation. What I would honestly say is to stay away from it if you can. But if you have to indulge in any alcohol at all, have a small amount of red wine. The problem is, again, that this isn't taking into consideration anybody that's having any kind of sleep issues. And they're saying don't indulge over 2 glasses, don't have a third or a fourth. The problem with that is, like with someone like me who doesn't weigh that much, 2 is actually my absolute top ever that I can have. Okay, so then there's salmon, which is an awesome one. And then this list is like really, I had a little trouble with my printer today. Shiitake mushrooms, shrimp, spinach, sweet potatoes, Swiss chard, tomatoes, turkey, turmeric, and turnips. And zucchini. So don't forget zucchini. So if you hear like there's kind of something going through a lot of fruit, vegetables, salmon, chicken, staying away from the red meat. So, anyway, that's kind of a list, and I know I went through them really quickly. What I can do is post them on my Facebook page, and that is Parlay Fit.
I was just going to ask, where do we get this list?
Parlay Fit. I'm going to put the inflammation, anti-inflammatory foods, and the inflammatory foods on there. So I'll have both lists on there that I'll be posting by tomorrow morning. Now, I want to get to you because I want you. Sally is an expert at makeup, and I just even kind of image. Just hair, makeup, the whole thing. That's what you do. What changes when we're going into menopause? Now, it used to be that when a woman was over 45 or 50, you'd have to cut your hair. That is no longer. Now they're saying.
I'm so glad you brought that up.
Yeah, now they're saying some women don't look good with short hair. Some women carry it off. I know some women that they're stunning when their hair is short and they grow their hair out and then they lose kind of that look. And then there's some women that look better with longer hair. It just depends on so many things. So is that still the rule that after 45 or 40, you got to chop off your hair?
Well, I tell women, don't be afraid to experiment. It's just hair. It grows. There's also color. Color makes a huge difference. I think that a woman should be willing to try to cut the hair. If you've been wearing your hair long, parted down the middle for many, many years, please, I beg of you, cut the hair. You don't have to go to shoulder length. You could go right here. It's a beautiful, right at the collarbone.
She's saying.
It's a beautiful length. You can do an A-line. You can have it long in the front, shorter in the back. I tell women, just do it. Just try it. It's amazing. Bangs. Oh my gosh, there's a saying, Botox or bangs. And I put that in my book, Botox or bangs. So what that means is, a lot of times, if we just cut some bangs into the hair, it makes all the difference. It lifts up the cheekbones, brings out the eyes. So if you've never had bangs, why don't you try that? You mentioned not every woman can carry that off. Sometimes you'll try bangs and think, oh, it doesn't work for me. It takes a few extra minutes to style, but it makes a difference. I just had a client text me yesterday and said that she was at the market, and somebody came up to her and said, no, she was at the gym. You'll like that. She was at the gym. And they said, you look 10 years younger with your bangs. So a lot of women can rock bangs. A lot of women can rock shorter hair. Sometimes if you want to leave now what I do and how I cheat, Ellen, you know me, I like to wear my hair longer, as you do.
Yep.
So what I do is I wear extensions. Sometimes I wear clip-ins. Sometimes I wear more permanent. And I will wear the longer hair, but I'll cut it toward the collarbone when it's just getting ridiculously long. So I rely on my beauty professionals to tell me, because if I can get away with it, I'll wear my hair all the way down long because I love my hair like that. But I think at some point you do have to say, is this appropriate at my age? And I think, Ellen, you can carry it off. You look fit, you look healthy, your hair always looks healthy and shiny. You could carry it off. But I think the fact that, a few months ago, you went ahead and you did an A-line bob, and you showed your clients and you showed me that you're willing to make a change.
Yeah, well, and that's the beauty of it is we have extensions now. We do. And we can go ahead and we can cut all our hair off and we can add our hair in. We can do whatever we want with it. I do like to play with my hair. I get bored very, very easily. So as far as that way, and to me, like I said, it's just the ornament. It's not really who I am. My hair has no idea. It does not define me. So it's what's inside that defines me.
Yes.
So if I just want to play a little bit with the outside, it's just part of playing with it. Just having a little fun with the hair. It's one of the biggest things that you can make big changes with. I mean, we can do kind of a little bit of change with our makeup, but not really because we have the features that we have. So
I think that some women are a little bit nervous about changing it up. They've done things a certain way for so many years. They've identified, I talk about in my book and about that, how have you typecast yourself? And they identify themselves with that look. And we do need to go to our professionals. I have you, my fitness trainer, you have your hairstylist, you have your makeup artist, you have your skincare professional. You need to go to these people. Makeup artist, of course.
She's sitting right next to me.
So what I do, we'll switch to makeup for a minute. What I like to see ladies do, and I'm going to talk about this right out of the gate. I love to see ladies 40 and beyond lose the foundation and switch to a tinted primer. I've been talking about that forever. A tinted primer gives the skin a luminescence where a foundation tends to cover. We don't need to cover anymore. We need to reveal our skin. So take your foundation, put it aside, try a luminescent tinted primer. You're going to be amazed the compliments you get. I also like to see ladies wear blush. I see you're wearing your blush today.
Always.
It brings the cheekbones out and up. As we start to age, we lose some of that definition on our cheekbone area, and the blush at the apple of the cheek brings out the eyes and pushes the cheeks forward, which is what you want them to do. When you see runway modeling, watch what they're doing. They always have the blush high at the apple, and that's because they want to bring those cheeks forward for the camera. Another thing is lip gloss. Invest in a really pretty, fun lip gloss, a coral, a pink, something with a little gold in it. That's going to bring out those lips and pop the whole face. And eyebrows, of course. Want to talk a little bit about eyebrows?
Yes, because you're talking about all this stuff, and I have to say, what I notice is that the older I'm getting, the darker, not real dark, but the darker pigmentation of the lipstick I tend to pick out is that tends to look better on me. I'm not saying anybody else, I'm saying me. I never leave the house without my lip gloss, my blush, and my eyebrows. Isn't that?
I love it. Lip gloss, blush, and eyebrows sounds good to me.
And
but you got to add your tinted primer too, because that's going to protect your skin from the sun. So I think the brows are things that tend to be overlooked by women in general. You know, the young girls are really into the brows, the arched, beautiful, sexy brows. That's hot right now. But sometimes post 40, we kind of ignore those brows. So I want to see women still have a nice arch in the brow. A fuller brow is very youthful. You don't want that brow too thin. And you want the brow to be a shade lighter or match the hair color, but not really darker. Now, sometimes we'd go for that fashion look. Like I like a darker brow because I have blonde hair, and you could carry that off at night. But in most cases, the brow should match the hair color or be slightly softer than the hair color.
Okay. Yeah, that's interesting. I mean, because brows are something that I didn't even really think about until about 4 or 5 years ago. Not even, maybe, but it's less than like 2 years ago. I never ever put anything on my brows. I would just get them waxed, I'd get them tweezed, and then I would just go. I never even thought of putting anything to add to them.
Ellen, I got to get you in the salon. You need to try the new brow balm.
Yes.
It's amazing. I'm doing your makeup on Friday.
Yeah, you are.
I'll show you how to use the brow balm.
Okay.
So easy.
And then I can talk about that on the show.
Okay.
Yeah, because I mean that's something that lately that I'm really finding that's like one of the that's like a necessity every single day.
You know what, Ellen? I forgot to mention something really quick. To go back, the reason that you want the brows. You know, sometimes I just tell women you got to do this, but I don't tell them why. So the reason we have to have that brow is as we age. Sorry to say, our eyes actually start to look a little bit smaller.
Yes, they do.
And the brows make the eyes look larger and bigger on the face. So that's the reason. It's like a frame. We're framing the eye area.
I love it. And I love that you say, try the bangs, try the no bangs. I had bangs for years, and now I don't have bangs. And I see pictures of when I do have the bangs, and I did look younger, but I have a different look with the longer bangs. So yeah, and that's something you can play with. Now bangs
Yeah,
are the
I'd like
one
to try
thing-
the bangs on you. I think that would
That's
look
the one
cute.
thing that, when you cut your bangs, it's not like the rest of your hair. You can't put extensions in your bangs, So when you commit, you got to commit to that.
gotta commit. You
There's a
gotta
commitment
commit.
that needs to be made with the bangs when you go
Yes.
for the bangs. But I had them for years. And then now I'm finally thought for once I'm going to get rid of them, get them as long as I can. And I've been working on them for 2 years.
Well, you know what? I had the white blonde hair for years. The bob, shoulder bob with a white blonde hair. And you know what? I carried that off forever and the red lipstick. And then one day I looked in the mirror and I said, oh my goodness, I cannot do this anymore.
Oh my goodness.
I have to change. And I did.
And that's just it. Have fun with the looks. Because remember, it's in the ornament. Who we are is who we are inside. Beauty does. It's not. Beauty truly radiates from the inside out. It's not the other way around.
Very true. Very true.
And at our age, and all women, even starting in their mid-20s, just know when you walk out the door, just walk out the door with intention that you're taking care of yourself. Yeah, that you can feel good about yourself, because when that's kind of like, the outside is your calling card, kind of thing. That is your card that you're giving people when you walk in and you give them a smile. That's what they're going to remember. So you always want to make sure that you look appropriate, especially when you get into any professional age where you have any kind of a job. I know in Valencia, it's a small, or Santa Clarita, it's a big city now, but it's a big city with a small town feel. You're not going to walk into the market and not know 5 people. How do you want those 5 people seeing you if you were in a business situation or if you're in a professional situation?
Well, I talk about my 5-minute pull together, and I talk about a quick spray of spray tan on the legs, putting on a cute skirt, putting on a little blush, a little lip gloss, and just taking a few minutes. You're going to run to the market. They go, I'm not going to run into everybody. But that's when you are going to run into everybody. So just take a few minutes and pull yourself together. And you were talking about, when we're 25, we can do that.
Yeah.
But when you're 40, 50, it's not working for us anymore. We got to take a few more minutes to put ourselves together.
Yeah, and it's a choice. There's a choice that we make at our age. We get to decide who we are going to be. Are we going to be that person that gives up on ourselves? And we're very happy with that. I'm done with the hair. I'm done with the makeup. I'm done with the hard work. Maybe you're someone that has truly decided, I have had to do this for many, many years and I don't care anymore. As long as you're happy with that, nobody should tell you that it's not okay. And then on the other flip side, I encourage women, though, to always walk out and just feeling feminine, beautiful, strong, sexy. know who you are and radiate that to the world. And maybe your beautiful, strong, sexy, and feminine is short hair and no makeup, and that's what it is to you.
But the thing is, I think what women really relate to is they don't want to become invisible.
Right.
And I talk about that. Don't become invisible. Don't allow yourself to become invisible. Make the choice, like you said.
Yes.
Make the choice to be authentically beautiful at your age. And in my book, It's Not Over Yet, that's what I talk about. Claiming and reclaiming your beauty power in your 40s, 50s, and beyond.
Yes, absolutely. So definitely I make great makeup advice. And you have a makeup kit that you have that goes along with what you said today, right?
Yes, I do. Thanks for mentioning it. It's the Flawless Makeup Kit. It's 4 items. A woman could put herself together in just 3 minutes or less, and you really can do it in 3 minutes or less. And kind of what we just talked about, putting a flush of blush, the tinted primer, excuse me, now I can't talk. A highlighter around the eyes called Picture Perfect. You know, I always use that on you.
Yeah.
And then a bronzer. Bronzer is really important to warm up the skin. And you use bronzer.
Yeah,
see
I have
that on you.
bronzer on today, yeah.
Yeah, it looks great.
Sometimes I do, sometimes I don't. I do even, everywhere I go, I do try to represent, because I'm representing BalaCore and fitness and health. And so I always want to represent that in the best possible way that I can. And when I was younger in my 30s, even, I got to say, as long as I've been in business, in the fitness industry and in fitness business, I've always wanted to maintain that feeling and also the look of fitness wherever I go.
Yes.
So that's just been something that I've carried with me. And as I get older, it is changing slightly, not much though, but it is changing. And it's still the choice to walk out the door feeling really good every day. So there were times, it's funny, I had baseball cap, glasses. I remember I was at a market, and on purpose, I had a baseball cap and I had glasses on, and I just kind of had just some low-key clothes that nobody would even look twice at, kind of big baggy. And the guy said, actually the guy behind the counter was a younger kid, and he said, did someone punch you in the eye? Because I was kind of covered up, and he completely did not respect my space at that moment, and I didn't really answer him and got out of there. So, I mean, if you see somebody out and about and they are like that, just don't ask them why. just kind of know they're having a moment and leave them alone.
You know what? I think that's true. I was really sick a couple weeks ago, and I went to the pharmacy and I had my glasses on, and I saw someone, my sunglasses, doing what you were doing in the baggy clothes, and I saw someone that I knew, and I thought it'll be very rude if I pretend I don't see her. So I said hello to her first. I said, "Hi, I don't feel well." She goes, "Okay, I get it."
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So if you see someone like that, there's a reason. Usually they might not be feeling well. Maybe they didn't get a lot of sleep the night before, because when you're going through menopause, you don't sleep. It could be anything going on, but just have a little respect for their moment, that time to just be kind of incognito. Mm-hmm. So, I'm so glad you were here to talk about this, though, because makeup is a big deal. It does change so much. We can't do what we did in our 20s and our 30s. Things are changing. Our skin has definitely changing. Mm-hmm. Everything starts to change. And then we have a couple minutes, which I'm so excited about, because we're going to talk about another thing that women deal with every day. I'm putting my glasses on for this, is hot flashes. I know, right? My personal sauna moment, I call it. And, hot flashes it's kind of this thing where your inside kind of just gets really hot and it radiates to the outside. And you start feeling it just, for me, it's interesting. I have a little bit of nausea before it happens. Now, that doesn't happen to everybody, but that is totally normal. And really, they don't know why we have hot flashes. Isn't that nice? I wish they could find a way and reason why. They do say it's due to the hormonal changes in our body. Well, we know that. But they haven't really figured it out the whole entire way, which I hope they're doing work on this all the time. And hopefully they'll come up with something that can really make it easier.
I want to know why
us.
we have those things at night where all of a sudden, and is this hot flash? I guess it is, but I think of a hot flash as your face flushes really red.
Yeah,
and
you go hot
really
inside,
hot.
out where you're just dripping sweat.
But when you're laying in bed and you're sleeping and all of a sudden you feel like, oh, I don't want any covers on me.
Yes.
And women told me this. They go through this too. And you throw all the covers off, and then 5 minutes later, you want the covers back on.
Because
you
you're
throw
freezing.
them off, and you drive your partner completely crazy.
Yeah, you
doing
do.
that.
Partners need to be really, really, our boyfriends and husbands and partners, they need to be very, very sensitive to us right now because we go through a lot.
Yes, be sensitive to us.
Be sensitive, but we're going to take a break. We're going to be right back. This is Ellen Como on BalaCore Fitness Show here on your hometown station, AM 1220 KHTS. Welcome back to BalaCore Fitness Show here on your hometown station, AM 1220 KHTS. I'm Ellen Como. I'm here with Sally Van Swearingen. She is a makeup and makeup hair expert for the studio. She's an author. It would take us till the end of the show for me to keep running down all the things that Sally does. But right before we went to break, we started talking about hot flashes. Hot flashes, they come up and they just you get your hair's wet, everything's wet. Yes, at nighttime it comes on and you're kicking off the covers and then you're freezing, so you're grabbing the covers back on. Then actually we were talking about sleep at the very beginning of the show, and hot flashes are one of the reasons women have trouble staying asleep all night when they're going through menopause. So some of the things that trigger hot flashes: drinking alcohol. There's something going through this day, right? Consuming products with caffeine, eating spicy foods, being in a hot room, like today, feeling stressed or anxious, wearing tight clothing, or smoking, or being exposed to cigarette smoke.
Interesting.
Well, what's interesting in the morning, I have my coffee and I make my own creamer that has cinnamon, honey, and coconut milk in it, and that's what I make. Yeah, that's what I have. I make my own creamer, and then I have eggs with avocado, half avocado on it with hot sauce. So I'm having 2 of these things in the morning that cause hot flashes. So, but I'm not willing to give those things up. And they're saying to dress in layers even on the coldest day, so you can adjust your clothing to how you're feeling. And that would be me. Things are on, things are off. Things are on. I'm sitting in the movie theater and everything comes off, and then I'm freezing and everything comes back on. And I feel so bad for the person sitting behind me. They're probably going, how many times is this person going to get dressed and undressed?
I work hockey, and I do, and we do this little thing. I feel like Spider-Man. We stop at the local Starbucks at the Anaheim Honda Center, and I change really quick into my cold weather gear because now we're going to go into a very freezing cold environment. Then I have my coat on, my boots, everything, and then guess what happens?
Yeah, hot flash.
Then I'm hot flashing,
everything comes
and then
off.
I'm taking everything off, and it's wow.
Then everything goes back on again. Yeah, that's what everything comes back. Everything comes off. Everything goes back on.
And you know what's funny? Other people that going through this, they just smile at you because they know what's going on.
We know. I see. Yeah. People always tell me, your skin looks so beautiful. I'm like, yeah, I'm hot flashing. Wearing cotton clothes at night. So when you're at night, using cotton bed linens and wearing cotton clothes when you go to sleep, and keeping an ice pack on your bedside. Now, I haven't gotten that bad yet. And also making sure that you sip ice water at the start of the hot
My doctor
flash.
told me that just last week. She said, keep an ice pack. She didn't say why. Remember we talked about earlier, tell people why? I didn't know why. She said, just keep an ice pack there. Now I know why. Thank you, Ellen.
Yes. So that's something you can do. And there's a lot of natural things that you can do. Black cohosh, there's red clover, dong quai, evening primrose oil. And also I've been doing maca root, and that's helped me. It will help my hot flashes, but I can tell when it's wearing off, definitely. And there's also the hormone replacement therapy. And so that's something you want to talk to your doctor. There's also non-hormonal treatments, but these are a little extreme, like Paxil, Prozac, Flexor. Those are things you want to talk to your doctor about. I like to stick to as natural as I possibly can. Acupuncture might help. Meditation, they said, is really good at managing your stress. So if stress is one of your triggers for hot flashes, that can really help. And you want to eat a well-balanced diet. That's what we talked about today with portion control. You want to exercise regularly. And I didn't get to talk enough about that today, but that's something that we can talk about. And you want to stop smoking. So that's one, if you are smoking, there's not one good thing about smoking. Not one. Like there's not one bad thing about exercise, and there's not one good thing about smoking. So make sure you're exercising, but you want to stop smoking. And then think about the foods that I talked about today. I'm going to put all the lists on Parlay Fit. And then just like no one's alike. Some people are going to have hot flashes for years. Somebody might have them for only a couple months. And, if it really becomes so bad that you can't live with it, that's when you really need to contact your doctor. If it's just kind of a slight annoyance, there's little natural things you can do, and I would try to stick to that. But you never want to get to the point where something is taking over your life in anything. And at that point, you might want to sit down with your medical doctor. If going more of the natural way first, there's a couple of great places out here that you can go to and talk to them about it. So I would do that. There's the Valencia Wellness Center.
I love the Wellness Center.
Yeah,
they really know what they're doing over there.
They do. So if you want to go the more the natural approach, you can go over there and talk to them about your symptoms. Or if you need to, and this is the way you want to go, definitely talk to your doctor about this. And just women, I just want to remind you, this is a time in your life where you are going to be going through so many changes. And just know that you be open and be willing to communicate with your partner and your friends and the people that are the closest to you, because the more you communicate with them, the more they're going to understand what you're going through. And you want your partner to know. They can't feel what you're feeling for them. You got to tell them. And then hopefully, if you are the partner of somebody, the husband, the boyfriend, the whatever of a woman going through menopause, you really, really, really want to be patient with that person, that woman right now, because she's going through so much right now. Well, I want to thank everyone for listening. You can go on to Parlay Fit, PARLAY Fit on Facebook, or if you want to know anything about BalaCore Fitness Studio, where we do Parlay Fit classes, you can go on to balacore.net. Thank you, Sally, very much. Her book, It's Not Over Yet. Now, where can they get your book, Sally?
Barnes & Noble, barnesandnoble.com, amazon.com.
Yeah. Okay, there you go. And I want everyone to go out, have a great week. I'll be back in 2 weeks. Bye-bye, everyone.
Bye.